We are now within the 40 days and 40 nights period of the most important election of our lifetime. And I know everybody says that every single... This is the most important... Yeah. This one really is it. This is why we have encouraged, and so many churches have encouraged people to fast and pray. We have to talk about that a little bit, because I don't know about you, but I'm not Gandhi. I could probably stand not eating anything for the next 40 days and 40 nights, but we have to talk about it. Pat called me up last night. He's like, "Okay, so what are we going to do? Are you going to?" I'm like, I don't know if God remembered that we said we were going to do this. We just say we're going to do it. But this is the most important election in history, and there have been other critical elections. The election of Abraham Lincoln, I think, is one that could be compared. The first as a nation was critical because it would set the stage for everything that followed. It would take an amazing leader to bring all of the factions together in a cohesive, united country. The election of Abraham Lincoln, slavery, and the Union itself hanging in the balance, important at that point. But we're going to need somebody who has character like Washington to be able to pull us back together. We're going to need somebody that the American people can look at and say, you're an adult, you're trustworthy, and you actually care. You have compassion, and you understand the Constitution of the United States of America. But we have an unbelievable convergence of problems that are coming. Internationally, the Middle East is on fire. Israel faces annihilation from a soon-to-be nuclear-armed Iran. The 30-year peace with Egypt is tenuous at best. Europe is literally melting down. Did you see them throwing lit gas cans at police in Greece and Spain yesterday? China is financially a house of cards, and that is also on the verge of revolution. And now, because of that, they are going all nationalist, and they are now threatening war with Japan, trying to divert attention to the 1.4 billion Chinese they rule, trying to get them to look someplace else other than them. The resurgent threat from Vladimir Putin and Russia, and our energy crisis, our food crisis, our jobs crisis here at home. This president gets in, whoever it is, the financial cliff. Have you heard that statement before, that we are facing the financial cliff? It is what I told you about 5 years ago when I said it's a tsunami. It's a wall of water, of concrete that you just will not get through. The financial cliff is coming. We have unemployment that is really, truly more along the lines of about 15 to 20%. If you look at the number of people that are now no longer working, they're on disability. What do you think the 3.4 million people that are more now that have joined and started taking disability? What do you think that is? That number is unemployment. They couldn't find anything else. And so they went on disability because they could. How about the staggering number of people who are overeducated for their jobs right now? They've always made more money than they're making right now, and they're working at convenience stores. They're working in restaurants. They're taking any job they possibly can get. These numbers are all being erased by the media right now. But believe me, when Mitt Romney gets in, all of a sudden we'll be talking about an economic depression. All of a sudden, the entire media, they will set the world on fire. Domestically, our national debt is $16 trillion. The Fed announced QE infinity, endlessly printing money until the value is at zero. The price of a gallon of gas has more than doubled. Your grocery and energy bills are through the roof. Middle-class income is down by thousands per year. We have class warfare now being waged. We have racial tensions that are being ratcheted up. We're losing religious and civil liberties. We have the President of the United States standing in front of the United Nations, and instead of condemning people that set embassies on fire and shoot ambassadors, he was He was threatening us. He was chastising us and freedom of speech. We have Slate magazine coming out this week saying, you know what, the freedom of speech thing is over. Americans just need to know they've overrated it. The rest of the world doesn't believe in the First Amendment. Well, I don't care what the rest of the world believes in or thinks is a good idea. What the hell is the rest of the world? We have a former Obama administration official coming out in an op-ed piece that you have not heard anybody talk about unless you listen to this show, or maybe there's another show that's talking about it, but I sure haven't seen it. An op-ed piece saying we need death panels. This is somebody who was in the Obama administration in the New York Times. An op-ed piece about how we need death panels. They've changed now in the cover of the night with nobody recording it. They've changed the way we're getting kidney transplants. You need a kidney? Well, it used to be first come, first serve. It's not anymore. Who is going to deserve this more? Who has the best chance of living? Old people don't have a good chance. That's a waste of a kidney. They're changing it already. George Soros is talking about a managed collapse of the U.S. dollar. And if all of that stuff isn't enough for the next president to face, it's worse. Much worse. Hopefully you saw part one of our two-part series, The Project, last night. If you found it disturbing, wait until tonight. If you at all found last night's uncomfortable, wait until you see tonight's episode. The documents that were discovered by the U.S. in 2001 and 2004 that have been held from you, that explain everything that is going on. I would not have had to stand in front of that chalkboard at Fox for 8 months being ridiculed had I known about the project, had I known about the documents that are being held by this government in secret. Had I known about those documents, I wouldn't have had to do it. I could have stood at Fox at that chalkboard and made my case in 1 week and turned the whole damn thing around. This president is in bed with the Muslim Brotherhood. And by the time you finish the documentary tonight, I am telling you, you will have no doubt in your mind. I talked to several people on Capitol Hill over the last 24 hours who are just waking up to this and saying, wait, explain this again, because I'm getting calls from constituents. Help me out. Show me what you've got. Who are your sources exactly? I'm not telling who my sources are, but I will tell you that we have sources that do not like me, do not believe me, politically speaking. They just know that we will tell the truth. They don't agree with what I agree with. They are just warning the American people, it has to be told, we're out of time.